So on the prediction video on the page, forgive my sweat, I'm getting one in right now. I told you a couple days ago too, the value play was Opetaia by decision. Opetaia plus 175 to jump on that, being that it looked to me like Briedis coming in, Mairis Briedis, was a guy who was inactive, didn't seem as interested in the sport as he once was, 37 years old. He fought once in 2019, once in 2020, once in 2021, and was going to fight once this year. So a guy looking for sort of a big payday on the way out, which is why he's been more interested in calling out Jake Paul the past year and a half than actually defending his title. And still the lineal champion, still the best cruiserweight coming in. But Opetaia is a guy who's been flying under the radar. Guys like that are deceptive, and they're tough to read because they're fighting on the domestic level. So you don't know if they're just running through guys and looking great as far as the eye test because they're not fighting great competition, or are they that good? And with Opetaia, you saw a guy coming in who's slick, athletic, lateral movement, seems to have a good chin, seems to have some pop, a decent KO percentage. So it all seemed to be there, and he's fighting at home in Australia, and he's fighting a guy who it seems like is on the way out. Although Briedis still had his moments in this fight and still looked good, still looks like a good fighter, top 2-3 cruiserweight. But this was Opetaia's night, and speaking to Opetaia in the chin, this guy suffered likely 2 fractures in his jaw in the second round of this fight and was still taking monstrous shots by Briedis and was still outboxing him, particularly in the early part of the fight. I had him up 5-1 halfway through the fight. I ended up having it scored 8-4, 116, 112 because I thought that the second half of the fight was pretty much split. Briedis, it was mostly fought at Opetaia's pace. He was mostly outboxing him, but Briedis was landing big, meaningful shots in between that. And I thought the second half of the fight was split 3-3. And with Briedis, he landed a huge uppercut in the 10th round that hurt Opetaia. And that once again speaks to Opetaia's chin, that he was able to survive that. And he had multiple meaningful shots landed on his chin in the 11th and 12th and was able to survive that as well and get to the final bell. And kudos to the scorecards. A lot has been said this year about going to Australia and the scorecards being bad, and that just hasn't been the case. I felt like Haney got his decision against Kambosos that he deserved, and Opetaia, although being the hometown fighter, they gave credit to Briedis where it was due. One judge gave him 5 rounds, 1-4, 1-4. So, and I had it 4 rounds for Briedis. So good scorecards as well. So Australia is doing a good job of putting on meaningful fights out there. The judges have been good. But this was Opetaia's night, and I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes from here. We have a new name in the cruiserweight division. He's now the lineal champion. He's now the IBF champion, and he's a fun guy to watch. He's a guy who's going to translate no matter where you view him. American fight fans will like his style as well. And hopefully the jaw heals up well and he gets back in 2023. Briedis is calling for a rematch. Will we get that? Will we get another fight like O'Kali? Will we get unification fights at cruiserweight? We'll see, but the jaw has to heal up. But this was an exciting fight to watch, and another young talent to look at coming up. 27 years old, he's in his prime, and he's athletic, 18-0 now, and he just looks the part. He looks the part. I like the fact that he's a freestyle fighter, keeps his hands free, keeps his hands low, athletic. He lures guys in, good combination puncher, has some pepper on his shots as well. I like him. I like him all the way through, and this was a good fighter he beat. Briedis is one of the more undervalued fighters in the sport. I just think that he caught him at the right time. He caught him at the right time. Had it been 2-3 years ago, maybe a different story. He caught him at the right time. He's in his prime. Looks like Briedis is on his way out. And we just got a fun fighter at cruiserweight. So I enjoyed the fight. I'm looking forward to this guy in the future. Plus 175, there was a lot of value there. there was a lot of value there, and hopefully a lot of people took that advice and made some money. But fun fighter coming up. Peace. God bless.